And if anyone knows me, they know that I am Washington County. I was raised in Washington County on a very modest family farm that's similar to most of the farms that you see out in the county. I went to public schools and graduated at Prairie Grove High School, class of '75, and I feel like I got one of the best educations that is offered, because you get the education that you see. And I did have a good family. I'll tell you, my mom demanded that we do the school thing. But it was a good experience for me, and I have wonderful teachers and wonderful opportunities in this public school. It's incredible when I think of the way that opportunities were dropped in my lap as a young student going through high school. And then I attended the University of Arkansas. I didn't know that I would be able to afford to go to school, but with scholarship opportunities and the fact that it was close to home, again, I had the opportunity to be the first one in my family to ever get a college education. It was incredible. It was something I always expected, I just didn't know how it was going to turn out. Following that, I went and worked in Washington, D.C. in government, and I worked with John Paul Hammerschmidt in his office. And if you're familiar with the way he ran his office, this was during the Carter administration. It was very bipartisan, and it was very service-oriented. And that's what I will be bringing to the county judge's office. It was a great experience. I came back to graduate school, and then I got a corporate job, and had opportunities there to go up through their executive leadership development program, and eventually retire as a senior executive. So that's 2 minutes, and so you can see that's what I'm bringing to this position. I am in Washington County. I know the people of Washington County, and I've had the opportunities to become educated and to be prepared for this position more than anything just by accident. But it was certainly always there to help me out, and the blessings that I've received you can't count all of them. So that's why I'm here.
Thank you. Well, our first question is, the role of the county judge varies from state to state. Some states do not even have a county judge. So would you please discuss the uniqueness of this position in Washington County, and how do you plan to fulfill that role?
Yes. A lot of people, I think this crowd, you're here, so you know what the county judge does, but how often am I out in the communities and they think that it's like, Mark, you didn't go to law school, and it's like, you're right, because the county judge is the chief operating officer of the county. And that's what you need to think about when you're going to vote for this position. The chief operating officer of the county. There's 14 departments directly under this leadership. There's also the county judge is the speaker of the quorum court. So you need to be sure that who you're voting for understands and has had an elected office, so they have served in an elected position and understand how to run the operations or the routine of the meetings whenever they go to the quorum court. And I'm certainly prepared for that. Also, it's real important for the county judge to have an open door for the citizens, for all citizens, whether they're from a municipality or from a rural community or from a rural area, to have access to the county judge. And that is how I will operate my office. Everyone will have access, and the staff will be accountable, just like when I worked for John Paul Hammerschmidt, to get back with individuals and let them know that they have been heard. There's not always going to be an easy solution. There's not always going to be an instant solution. But we need to have a plan, especially a comprehensive road plan. And that way, when people come to the county, they know that there is a work plan in place and that they've been heard, and what their concerns are will be at some point a concern to be settled in some way or the other. So in this position, I think that that's what we're faced with, and that's what I would bring, and that's what people need to understand that this county judge does for Washington County.
As the highest county officer, as you stated, which is primarily the COO, what challenges do you see in the county structure that hinders a check and balance process?
Challenges in the county structure. The structure is pretty well identified by the state constitution, but the administration and the management is what the challenge that I'll be faced with as county judge. The 14 departments are established, and I've got to say, I've been running for this position since December. I've had the opportunity to talk with a lot of employees. I've met with every single department. I've got very candid information, and there are concerns like there always is, because I have experience as a senior executive and also as a president and chief operating officer of a company. And when you go out and you manage by wandering around, you know what the issues are because you build trust. They feel like there's transparency and there's dialogue, and there are some challenges. Our biggest challenge is to get our employees back to the area where when they put on their shirt or when they say they work for Washington County, they are proud to work for Washington County. And there's been some issues, some political, some management, some just happenstance that have made some of our employees feel maybe not so respected. Maybe they feel disenfranchised and they don't have the motivation to be as productive as they've had in the past. And I want to bring that back to our government. I want to let them know they are important. They are the services. They're the face of the county. When you are a taxpayer, you're paying for these services that are offered by these folks. They're the face of the county. We have to keep our basic services at the level that is the expectation of the taxpayer, both in a municipality and in a rural area, and we have to meet the needs of the employees. We also have to be very responsible with the budget. As Russell said, when you come into this office, you inherit a budget that you didn't plan. I am a budget planner. Anyone who knows me knows I'm a budget planner. So there will be a challenge there, but in a year, after I've had a year of experience, we're going to have a good budget that's understandable, it's going to be transparent, and this is going to help with the relationship with the quorum court. So that's how I see the position.
Well, you gave a nice little segue into my next question. What is your personal ideology about fiscal responsibility in government?
I think bottom line is there is an expectation as a taxpayer, right? All of y'all are paying taxes, that you're getting basic services. And you have to have a good feel as the leadership of the county to know that the basic services are being met within a budget. It's tough. It's not easy. I've had a very similar experience of managing very large budgets where I had to show a return on investment to our board of directors in the corporate world. Well, you have a large board of directors when you're in government, and I've learned this through city council. You have a large population with diverse ideas of what basic services are. The basic services, from the county judge's point of view, are going to have to be safety, emergency preparedness, and roads. The road department is the biggest department underneath the county judge. We have over 1,000 miles of roads, 500 paved, 500 not paved, private drives, there's really a lot of confusion of what these county roads are. But I'll tell you what the bottom line of these county roads are. They're the ribbon of commerce and accessibility to these folks that have to travel the roads. If you need to get into work and make a living, you need to have a road so you can get into work and make a living. If you're a farmer, you need to have a road to be sure that you get the feed out to the chicken house. You need to be sure that you have a bridge that can handle the weight of the chickens as they're being brought into market. We are the headwaters of two major watersheds. Because of this, we have a lot of bridges, and we have a lot of bridges that need to be managed and looked at seriously, because we've got to protect the accessibility to all areas throughout the county. And so if you hear me say it once, you'll hear me say it 4 or 5 times. We must have a comprehensive road plan in place. And that way we know a timeline, we know a budget, and we know the expectations that are going to be placed on this very large and important part